Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Good fight, good night. Congratulations to 23-year-old Teofimo Lopez as he defeats Vasiliy Lomachenko. Loma, who was, one of the top, most people had him number one pound for pound in the world, to become the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, snatching up every belt at 135. And it's an historic night. What this means for boxing, what this means for Top Rank, Bob Arum, everybody, within the realm of who manages these fighters, the Lopez family. We know his father, who had predicted this for him and spoken into the existence, like Lonzo Ball, right? And we saw it come to fruition tonight. But incredible sports night in general, and highlighted by this fight where Lomachenko's been off for, well over a year after fighting Luke Campbell. And I thought coming into this fight, it was a very, very risky move for Loma, coming off of a long layoff, not having really a tune-up bout, jumping into it, also coming, with the pandemic and everything going on. But I had projected Loma to win by decision, I thought he would figure out how to navigate Lopez's power and skill level. I think a lot of people before this fight focused in on Lopez's power, especially after we all saw him obliterate Comey in the second round. And it was an explosive, YouTube knockout, right? And so we focus so much on the power and we don't focus on Lopez's footwork and his positioning and his speed and his talent, his athleticism, like boxing IQ. Like, we just went straight to the power. And young bull, powerful fighter versus the older veteran who is, has all the amateur bouts that Loma does and can move around the ring and attack you from a myriad of different angles and switch him out between orthodox and southpaw and all this type of stuff. But what I thought was interesting in how this played out, I understood the risk was there for Loma. A massive risk. This is why, as they said on the broadcast, you don't see too many undisputed bouts like this, especially with a young bull like that. But what I was surprised by, I understood the strategy of the deep water effect that Loma wanted to come into place. Hey, let's feel him out. Let's download 3, 4, 5 rounds, maybe take that data and then drown him, right? Smother the kid, throw him a whole bunch of different looks. Whatever momentum he has, we thwart that. We went out, maybe even get a stoppage. The problem with that is when you're fighting somebody as talented as Lopez and that was willing to make the adjustments and remain disciplined for much of this fight, particularly with Lopez's plan of going to the body, now you've left yourself very little margin of error if you're Lomachenko, because you can make the argument Lopez was up 6-0, maybe even 7-0 before that 8th round, where Loma really, really started to get going. You can't give somebody that good that amount of time to build up their confidence, to build up, because very early in the fight, after the first few rounds, you could see it in Lopez's eyes. Not only can I do this, but I can beat this man. I feel like I could stop this man. But he was also focused, didn't get carried away, didn't start headhunting, stayed with his body shots, kept moving around, used a little bit of mirror techniques at times with Loma, showed good, strong, effective power and speed to where, Loma can't smother him. You can only jump somebody if you can walk through their punches. Lomachenko couldn't really do that until later in the fight where he didn't have a choice. And yes, Loma's so good that he was, in my opinion, able to get himself back into it. I'll get to the judges in a second. Was able to just walk through there, take punishment, and then really, really get into a rhythm where he got super hot at the end of the fight. And then championship rounds come. 10-11. Loma's rolling. Looks like Lopez is tired. You're starting to see him breathe out his mouth. Work rate for Lopez starts to go down. Okay, now we have something here for Loma. Maybe the deep water strategy works. That 12th round showed you why Lopez was the better man and deserved this, regardless of any chicanery going on around the judging. He found himself, was dominant, was confident, and was surgical in that 12th round. And he took away all of Loma's will. Loma can be as upset as he wants. He has to be upset with himself for not getting this fight going earlier. You cannot concede more than 3 or 4 rounds to a person like this. But once he conceded damn near half the fight, like I said earlier, you now have very little margin of error. And that 12th round, where he has all this momentum going in there, like a champion does, and we see Lopez, why he's a champion and why he's going to be a great, great champion and a superstar in this sport. The way he closed that fight was so impressive to me. And he mixed in everything. He was able to get to the head. He was able to connect upstairs. He was able to use his left hook. He was able to go back to the body. The footwork was impressive. He's got to work on his head movement, in my opinion. And you know, as he continues to go on conditioning at the championship level, but he was ready now. He said, I got now. And that's why their camp, they're called the Takeover. And we saw that tonight. I said before, Teofimo's a star. Teofimo's a superstar. He's going to be a superstar. There's no doubt about it. He has the personality. He has the Brooklyn backing. You know, I hope Top Rank and all these folks that are involved can do the right thing, because they've got to address the judging, as always in boxing. Luckily, this didn't affect the correct outcome. But Julie Letterman, I don't know what she's watching to where she can get 119, 109. To me, I had this around 116, 112 for Lopez, especially factoring in that 12th round. I had 116, 112. I feel fine about that. But to get to 119, 109, I mean, well, you're giving him 1 round, Loma? I mean, I understand the guy got started late, but even with round 8, 9, 10, 11, that's like 4 rounds right there. So I'm perplexed by the scorecards, but that never seems to fail in boxing. I understand that the ESPN Top Rank bankrolled broadcast, they were going to be Team Loma. Shout out to Tim Bradley, who was actually, I felt like, as an analyst, being somewhat objective on the broadcast, because Andre Ward, I don't know what he was doing, and his scorecard reflected that as well. And then Joe Tessitore is a part of the Lomachenko family, as you can hear. And any times he calls a fight for Loma. So also he threw an unnecessary jab in there at Floyd Mayweather, which was inaccurate and may have come from Bob Arum. I don't know if anyone else heard this on the broadcast in the middle of the fight, where he talked about undisputed fights not happening because Floyd was focused on the business side of the house and all this type of stuff. Friendly reminder, nobody fought more and defeated more world champions than Floyd Mayweather. That's just a fact. Okay, so for all the top ranked people, the Bob Arum people, these ESPN people who are not able to do business with Floyd Mayweather and they're still salty about it, and they try to sully his name after he's now retired at 50-0, just remember, no one fought more and beat more world champions than Floyd Mayweather. So I don't know what narrative you guys are trying to push. Yeah, timing. Yeah, some guys mess around with the timing. I'm not saying that's not the case, but he fought everybody he could have possibly fought. So please stop with that narrative, Top Rank. But anyway, congratulations to Teofimo Lopez. The future is extremely bright, extraordinary prospect. Where do we go from here? Loma's not done. Hopefully he's healthy. And won't need have the need to take as long of a layoff. And we'll see if there'll be any type of rematch. I'm sure that Loma is going to have to go back to the drawing board. And I know that game plan wise, you can't implement a game plan like that against somebody that as talented and explosive as a Teofimo Lopez. So we'll see where both guys go. But congrats, Teo, United States champion, lightweight champion, representing Brooklyn proudly. Peace.